We will be starting in a few minutes. Please make sure that you are wearing your cap and stole. The chief guest has arrived and will be here shortly. This is a final reminder. Please make sure that you put away your mobile phones, keep it in the switched off mode, or you may give it to your parents who have accompanied you. First, ensure the decorum of the event by putting away your mobile phones. Please make sure that you do not take photographs while the event is happening. Official photographs will be taken and shared with you right after the event. So please avoid taking photographs and using your mobile phones during the event. Thank you.
Hello, Chair. Hello.
Hello, check, check.
Hello, check. Hello. Hello, check.
Hello, check. Check, check 1, check 2, check 3. Hello, hello. Hello, check.
Hello, check. Hello.
Hello, check, check. Hello. Hello, check, check. Check 1, check 2.
Hello, check.
Hello, check, check. Check 1, check 2, check 3.
Hello, check.
Please note, we are about to start the event. Kindly maintain silence. We're about to start the event. Kindly maintain silence. Good evening, one and all. We are pleased to welcome you to the 4th edition of the graduation ceremony of Sacred Heart College East Campus. Kindly rise as the dignitaries take their place on stage. Kindly stand up as the dignitaries take their place on stage. Please be seated. We are privileged to uphold the esteemed tradition of honoring the achievements of our graduating cohort, a testament to their unwavering commitment to academic excellence and co-curricular engagement at Sacred Heart College East Campus.
ജീവിതത്തിലെ അഭിമാനകരമായ നിമിഷമാണ് ബിരുദദാന ചടങ്ങ്. നിങ്ങളുടെ കലാലയ ദിനങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ച് ഓർമ്മിക്കാനും ആഘോഷിക്കാനുമുള്ള സമയമാണിത്. വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ അവരുടെ അധ്യാപകരോടും സുഹൃത്തുക്കളോടും കുടുംബത്തോടൊപ്പം ഒന്നിച്ച് അഭിമാനത്തോടെ ലക്ഷ്യബോധത്തോടുകൂടി ആഘോഷിക്കുന്ന ഒരു ചടങ്ങ് കൂടിയാണ് ഇന്നത്തെ ദിവസം.
On behalf of East Campus, we extend a warm and gracious welcome to our esteemed guests of honor, dear students, family members, well-wishers, and our dedicated teaching and non-teaching staff for being part of this memorable occasion.
സർവശക്തന്റെ അനുഗ്രഹത്തോടുകൂടി നമുക്ക് ഈ ചടങ്ങ് ആരംഭിക്കാം. അതിനായി അശ്വതി ടിയാറിനെയും AC ചിത്രയും വേദിയിലേക്ക് ക്ഷണിക്കുന്നു. May I request you all to kindly rise for the prayer.
kindly be seated. As we gather to honor the accomplishments of our graduating class, we begin with words of insight from the guiding force of this institution. Our respected principal, Dr. C.S. Biju, has long stood as a symbol of academic excellence and thoughtful leadership. I now invite Sir to deliver the welcome address and share his reflections as our graduates step into a new phase of their journey.
Hello, hi. An amazing evening to one and all. Distinguished chief guest of the day, Dr. Debashish Chatterjee, Dr. Father Joseph Verghese, respected Vice Principal, Dr. C.S. Francis, Vice Principal of East Campus, Dr. Bonnie, the coordinator of this program, distinguished faculty, respected guests from IBM and other industries, our dear parents and my dear children. First of all, I would like to welcome warmly all of you to this auspicious gathering of the graduation ceremony of 2026 Sacred Heart East Campus. Today, we celebrate not only achievement, but endurance. The unseen hours, quiet struggles, crises, conflicts, and terrors, trauma that we all encountered in the last 3 years. It's my privilege to welcome Professor Debashish Chatterjee, the eminent director of IIM Calicut, a great scholar of managerial management, whose presence carries both quite depth and sense to this function. He's an accomplished academic mentor and is long engaged with the transformative power of leadership, ethics, and sort of inner development. Dr. Chatterjee's long journey is marked not merely by intellectual distinction, but by a rare sensitivity to the human spirit within institutions. He believes that education must awaken not only competence, but consciousness. Under his stewardship, IIM Kozhikode has continued to flourish as a space where ideas are not only learned, but lived. Today, we are honored to receive a great leader of eminence and a mind and heart deeply attuned to the purpose of education itself. A very hearty welcome to you, sir, to Sacred Heart College. To our honored guests, your presence lends grace and depth to this occasion. To the parents, your sacrifices and unwavering trust and support have blossomed into this proud hour. And to our graduates, you stand on the gentle edge of becoming, carrying both the tenderness of dreams and the strength of hard-won knowledge. May you step forward with minds awakened, hearts compassionate, and spirits unafraid. Let what you have learned not rest in books alone, but live through your actions, shaping a kinder wiser world. We have one of great inspirations, our Vice Principal, Dr. Father Joseph Verghese. I welcome you warmly, Father, to this occasion. Dr. C.S. Francis, a versatile personality of eminence, who is a pioneer of teamwork, developmental ideas, and what else. I welcome you, sir, to this auspicious occasion to bless and greet your students. Vice Principals, Dr. Franklin, Controller of Examinations, Dr. Vijay Dominic, and other distinguished faculty of various disciplines. I welcome you all to this function. Dear parents, we acknowledge the kind of sacrifices you have made, the kind of your trust in our institution, and the kind of vision you have vested upon us. I welcome you individually, personally, everybody to this great institution named Sacred Heart College. Finally, our dear students, this is the beginning of a new era in your life. You will start transforming the world from today onwards. You will enter the world outside. I wish you all the very best and welcome you wholeheartedly to this evening. Thank you very much. Forgive me. Mr. Bonnie is so instrumental in organizing the entire event this evening. I welcome you, sir, to this event.
Thank you, sir, for those profound and thoughtful words. On behalf of everyone gathered here today, I extend a warm welcome to our esteemed principal on this special occasion. We now enter the lamp lighting ceremony, a cherished ritual symbolizing the power of light to inspire, uplift, and guide us on a collective journey. Together, we celebrate hope, knowledge, and unity. I welcome our chief guest, Professor Dr. Debashish Chatterjee, our principal, Professor Dr. C.S. Biju, vice principals, Father Dr. Joseph Verghese, CMI, and Dr. C.S. Francis, Mr. Bonnie Matthew, and student representatives to come forward and light the ceremonial lamp. Kindly rise.
Thank you all. Next, I would like to invite the Vice Principal, Father Dr. Joseph Verghese CMI, on stage to deliver the presidential address.
Professor Debashis Chatterjee, Chief Guest of the Day, Professor Biju C.S., Principal, Dr. C.S. Francis, Vice Principal, Bonnie, Coordinator of the program, distinguished guests, dear colleagues, beloved parents, and my dear graduating students. First of all, let me congratulate you on successfully completing the degree program. Put your hands together. Look at your friends and congratulate them. Give them a big shake hand. A bold, firm shake hand. Congratulate each other. And raise your hands and wave your parents and thank them. Just wave to your parents. Raise your hands. Thank them. Thank your parents. And also thank your teachers. Welcome, my dear friends. Today is a moment of grace. Not just an academic milestone, but a deeply human and spiritual moment, a moment of becoming. Our founder, Saint Kyriakos Elias Chavara, did not begin with buildings or institutions. He began with a vision, a bold, prophetic vision. When he opened a school in Mannanam in 1846, welcoming students beyond barriers of caste, creed, and religion, he was not simply starting a school, he was shaping a new humanity. The same spirit is guiding us today. Today, we have more than 550 schools, more than 45 arts and science colleges, many other services like medical colleges, universities, and many other social service centers. Today, you are part of this large family called CMI. So be proud of that family. Be proud of a Heartian. My dear students, education in the CMI tradition is not merely about acquiring knowledge. It is about integral transformation of the mind, the heart, and the spirit. We are called to form not just intelligent individuals, but persons of depth, compassion, and courage. In a world that is fast, fragmented, and often uncertain, you are called to become pilgrims of hope. You will face challenges, uncertainties, failures, moments of loneliness. There may be times when the path ahead is not clear. But in those moments, remember this: never, ever give up. Because your life is not defined by your setbacks, but by your courage to rise again. Dear parents, today belongs to you as much as it belongs to your children. Your sacrifices, often silent, often unseen, have made this day possible. Congratulations to you, my dear parents. We acknowledge and appreciate your support given to this institution and the trust that you have placed in us. You entrusted your children to us, and we thank you for that trust that you have put upon us. And today, we return them to you, not just as graduates, but as individuals who carry values, vision, and responsibility. My dear students, as you step out of this campus, remember this: you are not leaving Sacred Heart College. You are carrying it within you. the spirit of Sacred Heart College. SH is not just a name. It stands for Sacred Heart of Jesus, a heart that loves everyone, a heart that gives. The values you gain here must flow into the lives of others. And whenever you go or wherever you go, ask not only, what can I achieve? What can I achieve? But also, whom can I serve? There may come a time in your life when you feel alone, when you feel you have no one to guide you, no one to listen to you, or no one to stand with you. In those moments, remember this. Your alma mater is always here for you. The doors of Sacred Heart College will always remain open for you, like a mother's home. You are always welcome here. You are always welcome to Sacred Heart College. My dear teachers, in the vision of Saint Chavara, teaching is one of the highest forms of charity. Through your dedication, patience, and encouragement and commitment, you have not only taught subjects, you have shaped lives. Thank you for being not just educators, but mentors, guides, and witnesses of hope. We are called to build institutions that are not merely centers of excellence, but communities of co-responsibility, where no one walks alone and no one is left behind. My dear students, your education is not just for employment, but for empowerment. Not just for yourself, but for the world. Go ahead with a thinking mind and a compassionate heart and a courageous spirit. Carry hope into places of despair. Carry light into places of darkness. Carry love into places where it is most needed. May you become not just successful individuals, but meaningful human beings. May you embody the grace-filled presence that our founder, St. Kuriakos Elias Chavara, dreamed of. May the Sacred Heart of Jesus bless us all. Thank you and wish you all the success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Father, for your inspiring words. I now invite Dr. C.S. Francis, our esteemed Vice Principal, who admirably guides this institution to greater heights, to formally introduce our distinguished chief guest.
Dignitaries on the dais, esteemed guests, faculty members, parents, and my dear students. It is my honor and privilege to introduce the chief guest of this evening, a globally recognized academician, author, and management guru, Professor Dr. Debashish Chatterjee, who is currently serving as the director of Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. Dr. Chatterjee is a man of many accomplishments. He is the longest serving director of any IIM in India. This is his third term in IIM Kozhikode. Under his stewardship, IIM Kozhikode has risen to the ranks of India's top 3 business schools and secured its place among world's leading institutions in global rankings. His leadership has not only transformed the institution's academic stature, but also redefined its social mission, pioneering initiatives in gender diversity, liberal studies in management, and long-term strategic planning for the centenary year of the Institute, which is coming in 2047. A two-time Fulbright Fellow at Harvard University, he has taught leadership at Harvard University's Kennedy School of Government and across India's premier IIMs. His global academic footprint includes serving as Dean of S.P. Jain School of Global Management in Singapore. Beyond academia, he has trained over 100,000 managers in Fortune 100 corporations and more than 50,000 educators worldwide, embodying his commitment to leadership development at scale. Dr. Chatterjee is also a prolific writer with 17 books to his credit, including Timeless Leadership and Leadership Chronicles, works that weave Indian wisdom and tradition into contemporary organizational contexts and have been translated into multiple languages. Sacred Heart College envisions the fashioning of an enlightened society founded on a relentless pursuit of excellence. I could not find a better elucidation of this vision statement of the college than in Dr. Chatterjee's work titled, "Can You Teach a Zebra Some Algebra?" In his aphoristic style, he states, I quote, "Excellence is a journey without a finish line." I repeat, excellence is a journey without a finish line. It begins every day with a new awakening and a new insight that enriches the mind. I believe this statement has a direct bearing on every graduate from Sacred Heart College. So the Sacred Heart College community is deeply honored by your presence here today. Your accomplishments and your vision will remain a perennial inspiration for our students. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Debashish Chatterjee for the commencement address. Over to you, sir.
How do I distinguish people who are sitting on this side of the stage from the other side, which is a celebration of one life in multiple forms? So the distinguished panel here, I'm not naming you individually because you represent something larger than an individual. You represent the ethos. Am I audible? Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me? Raise your hand. Yes or no? Yes, that's nice. You know, this today, as I said, is a celebration of life. And what is life? I had a question uppermost in my mind when one of my own teachers told me, if livelihood is for life, what is life for? Livelihood is for life, what is life for? Agar jivika jivan ke liye hai, jivan kiske liye? I'm just using the Hindi language to make it closer to the person who actually spoke these words to me. And I started reflecting, thank you. I started reflecting, what is this life that we live? What is the value of this life? Now you might measure the value in terms of livelihood that you will pursue. Some of you will attempt the CAT exam, come to my institution. Somebody will go for further studies. Someone will take up a job. Someone will start an industry. Someone will sit in your father's or your parents' business. Doesn't matter what is the livelihood that you choose, but it will be one life. Between birth and death, between germinal point and terminal point, this is one life. Have we ever examined what is this life all about? What is the value? What is the purpose of having been born? And when you come to a place where somebody asks you, tell me about yourself, say, are you asking me? You don't say, are you asking me? You're not doing that. You're wearing this headgear, but you're not going to say, are you asking me? You'll say, are you asking me? you will point towards the Sacred Heart, because this is where you are. This is where you are located. Now, you are not located inside the biological heart. You are located in the heart of awareness of who you are as a human being. And the heart is the first impulse, the first signature of the fact that you are human. To be born to this life is easy because you have not done anything to be born, somebody has given birth to you. But to make a life out of this, be truly a human being, impactful human being, you have to explore the heart. And Sacred Heart is in fact the very source of our existence. And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I've seen countless leaders from all walks of life, from sports to politics, business. And I heard a sportsperson who's actually an Olympic champion, high jump champion. He's being interviewed by another individual. I'm standing there watching the interview, and he's asked this question: how can you jump so high as a high jump champion? 7 feet 6 inches without any effort, he jumped so high. He said the process is very simple. First, my heart goes over the bar. Then the rest of the body follows. What does he mean? His biological heart is not going over the bar. What is going over the bar is his sum total of who he is. When you're told, learn by heart, nobody tells you learn by head, learn by heart. Why so? Because this is the center of awareness. So the preparation for livelihood has to start with purification of the heart. Because if you don't do it, then you will not be fit enough to find a job in the AI world. I'm going to come to the AI world just to let you know what is this AI world that we are talking about? What does it constitute? But before that, let me take you to another place. I'm taking you to South Africa, where I see a Vietnamese or a Thai girl. What she is doing is she's standing in front of a mirror before she starts the restaurant, and she's taking a little incense stick and she is moving it around herself, her own self, in front of a mirror. So I'm just curious, why is she doing that? What are you doing here? She says, I'm worshipping myself. And you're worshipping yourself? That's the height of narcissism. He said, no, I'm worshipping the person who has to deliver exceptional value to the customers today. So if I'm the source of that delivery, then I have to start with worshipping myself, put myself on a pedestal. Not because I'm proud, but because I am the source of all that I can create. It struck me that, today we talk a lot about AI. Yesterday I was in a CIA conference talking about AI to about 40 plus CEOs, CXOs. And I said, look, this revolution that we are going to encounter in the next 5 to 10 years will be no less than the Industrial Revolution. What happened in the Industrial Revolution? Your work got redesigned. Nobody after Industrial Revolution had to work in those things where machines could do the job. So muscles were replaced by machines. Then came the Information Revolution. What the Information Revolution did is it created systems, it reinvented systems through which you could do work in India and get paid in America. You could sit in a corporate office and through the internet you could run a whole company, right? So the systems got redesigned. But this revolution called the AI revolution or the emerging technology revolution, this is going to make inroads. It will redesign your own brain. You don't have to do the kind of work that you did to get a degree. Trust me. What you did to get a degree is essentially learn by heart or learn by the head, some frameworks, some tools. Now, if you have to think of how the human brain is going to be used in the years going forward, then all the work that you could do, let's say in 2 years, can be done by an advanced ChatGPT. If it is cognitive work, it can be done by ChatGPT in about 2 hours. So you're not going to be paid for doing the kind of work that you were paid for. So construction work, logistics work that involves cause-effect relationship, anything that can be broken down into cause and effect, will be taken over by a high-quality digital device. And you will be unemployable unless you invest in the heart. What can the heart do which the head cannot? The heart can dream, it can imagine, it can inspire. A machine will not be able to do so. So look at the fact that in 2009 when I came to Kerala, people said, you're going to a place where it's very difficult to sort of, language is a challenge, food is a challenge, this is a challenge, that is a challenge. I said the option I had was, I was in Singapore, I was dean of a school. The option was to go to China or to come to Kerala. For me, language-wise, both are the same. Like I have to learn Mandarin, I have to learn Malayalam. But this is my own country, and so I started with a dream. The dream was globalizing Indian thought. How do I globalize Indian thought? People said, globalize Indian thought from Kundamangalam and Kozhikode. How can you globalize Indian thought? And I said, look, India is 1/6 of humanity, top 5 economies of the world. Some of the finest and the most educated students come out of here and run the world, enterprise in the world. 300,000 students take my CAT exam. We take in 500 to 600 students out of them. So the rarest of the rarest talent is sitting on a hilltop. 1/6 representing 1/6 of humanity. If we can't globalize Indian thought, who can globalize Indian thought? Why is it necessary to globalize Indian thought? What is Indian thought? These are questions that we started debating on. We said, look at Japan. What was Japan 30 years back? Some of the worst things came out of Japan, the third-grade products. Nobody cared about, nobody talked about Japan 30, 40, 50, 60 years back. But today it has become an emblem of high-tech, it has become an emblem of quality. Words like Ikigai, Kaizen has become popular all over the world. Right? Japanese way of living is being read by Indians. And we have forgotten that these are all exported from India. These ideas came from India. So I looked at footprints of India. I went to China and I saw in Shanghai inscriptions in Sanskrit. I went to Kyoto in Japan and I saw Indian deities in the Kyoto Museum. I went to United States of America and Yale University where my son graduated from, and I learned that Yale University started from the donation made by a carpet maker in Chennai, one of the top universities of the world, right? And so I asked this question, Indian thought is already globalized. The problem is that we have to Indianize Indian thought. We have to understand how great we are as people, how great this life is, that is born out of the hardship, the sacrifice of so many people who haven't been as fortunate as you are to graduate. In order to honor that life that has given you that life, your parents sitting here, your teachers, it is not enough to wave at them. You have to stand up and applaud them. So can I ask the graduating class to please stand on your feet? This is very necessary. You have to celebrate your own life. Can I make a request to you to please stand on your feet? And can you give a big applause to everybody that is responsible for your life? Louder. This has to be louder. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So kind of you. Thank you. Please sit down. Now the theme that I have chosen is just three: life, learning and leadership. I've spoken a few things about life. And I have said that the heart is the center and the source, what it means to be human. In the age of AI, the learning that you will have to have essentially will not follow from the past. The greatest challenge in education today, and I'm speaking from the vantage point of higher education in India, the gap between what you know and what you have to do. Now, what you know does not translate as what you have to do. And so you have to look at classrooms as structured environments where you are taught theories, you are given frameworks, where data is available, success is measurable. But in real life is rather messy. It's not that clear as in classroom theories. So the real world, if you have to make an impact, then you have to go to a woman who taught me how to make an impact. Her name is Mother Teresa. Most of you know her, about her. When she lived, I had several occasions to meet her, but one of those occasions is when she told her the secret of impactful work is great work with small work with great love. Work will not become great automatically. Work will always be small. But if you bring great love to the work, what is love? Quality of attention to the work. That is what comes from the heart. If you bring your heart to your work is likely to be great. This is Mother Teresa advising me about this. I could not understand what it means. So I came down the bunch of stairs after having met her, and I had forgotten my briefcase in the place where she was sitting down. And I was expecting to retrieve the briefcase, so I was turning around to go up again. And then I was expecting somebody to deliver the briefcase to me, because she has so many attendants, Nobel laureate and all of that. But she carried my briefcase in her arms and was walking straight to the street where I'm standing to return it to me. And this is a Nobel laureate. Millions of people admire her. And then you understood what great work was. It was not great in work. Carrying a briefcase of a professor is not great work. It is small work, but it is done with so much love that that work has never been forgotten since then. Japanese call it micro excellence. I'll give you an example from Japan. I'm in a restaurant called Sushi Ten in Tokyo. This is the best sushi restaurant in Japan. I go inside, only 10 people can sit there. 75-year-old institution, like Sacred Heart, a great institution. I'm wondering how good the sushis would be. So when I look at the menu card, I'm surprised it's so expensive, pricey. So I want to come out of the restaurant because I can't afford that kind of an expensive meal. But then I have an Indian flag on my jacket, so I can't afford to insult my Indian flag as well. So I had to stay put. I counted the money in my wallet, and I said, okay, I can just about pay for it. The first course I get is seaweeds. I cannot eat seaweeds. Next, I get an octopus. I can't eat octopus. After 3-4 such things, I got some food that I enjoyed. And I was waiting for the bill to come. My heart is pumping hard. And when the bill comes, I see the bill is only 1/8 of the actual menu price. So I'm surprised. So I asked this lady who's serving me, ma'am, there's a calculation mistake. You have charged me much less than what the menu says. So he said, no, it's not a calculation mistake. I billed you, I was watching you eat. I billed you for what you enjoyed, not what you ordered. Which AI is going to do that? Then you realize where the heart comes in. This is what you will be paid for in the future. Because everything else will be done by a fast, high quality, cheaper variety of AI, which will do all the calculation, all the maths, all the charts and all of that you had to manually do. But this piece, no algorithm can do. This is where your future is. Please pay attention to this. So this is leadership. In order to understand how you're going to move into the framework of leadership with the heart, you have to know that this brain, this God-given brain, is a very clever device. It is clever because it can lead you in any direction. that it wants you to. Brain loves repetition. Brain doesn't love the truth. You see the brain is repeating over and over again the same thing. If you take a 500 rupees note, take a 500 rupees, you have seen that note, you have seen that bill at least 1,000 times in your life. If I ask you to draw it, none of you will be able to draw the whole bill. You have seen, the brain has seen it so many times. You've only seen the, so the brain has created a shortcut. It sees the color of the note, 500 written on it. Do you know that the red fort is in that bill? Do you know there are 5 marks on 2 sides of the bill? Do you know there are flower pots, several flower pots in the bill? Do you know there's a pair of glasses in that bill? Do you know it is Swachh Bharat's advertisement? Do you know that the governor of Reserve Bank of India, whose name you are not aware of, has signed his own name in the bill? All this you don't see because the brain doesn't need to see it. Brain is utilitarian. It takes a shortcut. It's only the heart that will take you. So if your heart is in the bill, many of you have fallen in love or is about to marry somebody that you love, which is a good thing. You like everything about the person you love. Your heart is in it. You're not going to ask, why is the nose not as big, as sharp as I want it? You're not going to ask those questions because the heart has the ability to include, to accept, and to look at details with a great degree of attention and care. This is what is going to take you to the cutting edge of technology. Technology cannot do these things. Only a human being can do it, and you have to cultivate this. So what you have to do is essentially reflect those values that the heart, that is close to your heart. A lot of people teach just in time. Professors are teaching just in time, but they cannot arrive on time. So just in time will not work with students. You have to model through behavior what your heart thinks is the right thing to do. Because the brain will always deviate, brain will always take a shortcut. They will always do it will always want to behave like an algorithm, which is the shortest. And that shortcut does not work. I'm in a 5-star hotel and I see the shortcuts are being made. You go to that hotel and people say, sir, you will not be charged for this as a gratitude for your work in Kerala. We are giving you this hotel room free for the night. So you stay in the hotel. You are greeted at the railway station when you come in with a placard with the name of the hotel there and presumably your name. You get into the hotel, you check in. The guy says, oh, sir, welcome to the hotel. And he spells out your name. You go to your room, bedroom, your pillow is stitched with your name on it. The television screen in the hotel has your name on it. And you go to the dining hall, to the club lounge, there's a cake with your name on it. And when you're checking out of the hotel the next morning, the person says, Mr. Rao, thank you for staying with us. It was a pleasure hosting you. I said, this is not Mr. Rao. This is Mr. Chatterjee. You are describing me as Mr. Rao from the beginning to the end. Mr. Rao must have stayed in the same room. You've mistaken me for Mr. Rao. I'm not Mr. Rao. Now look at what ChatGPT has done. It has actually recorded somebody else's name because somebody did not take care to fill up that form. That was a lapse of attention. Not a lapse of intelligence, lapse of attention. This is very important for you to understand. ChatGPT has intelligence, it does not have consciousness. Intelligence, artificial intelligence multiplied by natural stupidity is going to be devastating because it will take your ignorance worldwide. So you have to replace artificial intelligence with natural sympathy, natural care, natural orientation to another human being, connection to another human being. So those jobs which require deeper connections to other people, which require a lot of time to develop, like good music, like health care, like patient care, those professions which demand that there's a trust that has to be built, like the teaching profession, they are going to be the ones that will be leading the show. The rest of it will be taken over by high-speed, inexpensive algorithms, and there is no hope there. So cultivate those values that you've picked up from this college, they are going to stand you in extraordinary state going forward. Finally, I come to the framework of leadership. Many people think of leadership as some otherworldly phenomena. If leadership was so exotic, you wouldn't have leaders in the human form. But it is not easy either. If it was very easy, then you'd have leaders littering the floor all the while. There are very few leaders. Why is that so? Now, before you think of that, think of what happens when we want to lead. Leaders don't find a clear path. Many of you who would be leaders of the future, you would not have clear path. You would not even know what you exactly want to do with your life. If you figured this out, then you're in the wrong path. We have found out that in corporations, people who go there, get their first 3 promotions faster than others, never become leaders. Why? Because they don't know their flaws. They get success too quickly. So leadership is a little messy. It doesn't happen immediately. But in the long haul, you realize that leadership will come to you because, not because the path was clear, but you had to clear the path for others. And in that process, you learn much more than others could ever do. So that clearing the path in the face of uncertainty, in the face of distress, in the face of denials, you recognize that because you faced it, you confronted it, life will take you there. So when I came in 2009, I decided that I am Kozhikode will globalize Indian thought. What did I do? First thing I did is, I got the Prime Minister of India to inaugurate our little statue, and there was a Prime Minister's office sent me a little note saying that the Prime Minister of India cannot go to the small town here unless he has other engagements in Chennai and other places. So Kozhikode is not a small town, but nevertheless Kundamangalam is a small place. So I wrote back to the Prime Minister's office and directly to the Prime Minister himself. I said, if the Prime Minister of India cannot find time to come exclusively to a small town, he must be the Prime Minister of Delhi, not of India. And you know, within 20 minutes, his office sent a mail saying that, look, Prime Minister has agreed to come. Can you give a bullet point by way of his speech? So I said, okay, I will give you those bullet points, but he cannot do an election speech here because this is Kerala, people are sensitive, they're intellectuals who have come from all over the world. So it has to be an appropriate speech. No, you can't tell the Prime Minister what he should be speaking about. I said, I'm the only one who can tell him because I don't depend on him for anything. And I consider him to be a human being. Prime Minister is only a role. There is nothing called Prime Minister. There is only one human being in a role. So I'm addressing to that human being. I'm writing this note to the human being. And you know, he spoke for 20 minutes as I'm speaking here. And he followed the bullet points and he ended with a quote from Tagore which I had given him. You can think that any role, any person who's become a leader is still that ordinary human being, just like you and I. They become extraordinary. They become extraordinary because they have done something that others haven't done. They have gone where others haven't dared to go. They have cleared the path for others when the path itself was not clear. That courage, that daring, that ability to take on the adversary first within yourself. So before you begin to redesign the planet, I think you are made for the world. You are not made for just one state, one country. You are made for the world. Before you decide to redesign the planet, kindly inspect your own mind. Your own mind is your construction site. Your heart is your construction site. What do you do there? The original construction site inside you, inside this mind, you will find half-built resolutions. I wanted to exercise every day, but I ended up after February 15 doing nothing. Half-built resolutions, abundant good intentions, and a committee of thoughts that cannot agree where to wear, which t-shirt to wear in the morning. So if your mind is irresolute, it is scattered, your heart is indecisive, you cannot take on those challenges. So look at the day, your entire day. Suppose you go to sleep tonight at 10 o'clock. Look at the entire day in the reverse video mode. Reverse video. Sachin Tendulkar used to do that. Mother Teresa used to do that. Look at the entire day in the reverse video mode. between 10 and 9, suppose you go to bed at 10 o'clock, 10 and 9, between 9 and 8, 8 and 7, until you got up in the morning, look at your own thoughts and your own emotions in the course of the day. You know what you will find? You will find a lot of things I wanted to do, I could not do. Things I did, I should not have done. I did not say what I should have said, I ended up saying what I should not have. Some things I thought would come true, did not come true. Something that came true, I did not even think about it. So there's an awareness inside you that's constantly recording your emotions, your thought. Retrieve that recording. In the same day, you will see patterns, and you have to break those patterns that are bringing you down. You see what I'm saying? And so begin with controlling your own reactions. If you can control your own reactions to people for 5 minutes, you will master your mind. Now there was a guy, I'm in Vienna and I'm in this bank. Bank has 2 buildings. One is called debit building, the other is called credit building. In the debit building, I asked this guy, can I have this personal file of your colleague? He said, oh, this is, sir, in the credit building, you have to get it. So how can I get it? Why can't you get it from me? He said, I have a friend there, but I'm not talking to him. You're not talking to him? Why? Last 5 years, we are not in conversation anymore. Why are you not talking to him? Sir, he said something to me very bad. When did he say that? Sir, 5 years back. What did he say? That I can't tell you. Something very bad he said. Okay, how many times did he say that? Sir, only one time. Only one time he said, 5 years back, and you've stopped talking to him? Yes. How many times did you say this in your head? Sir, many, many times. So if there's a wall between the two of you, your friend has put 1 brick and you put 999 bricks. Whose wall is this? This is your wall. So you have to break those internal walls in order for you to create something magical. You understand this? Once you get hold of your own reactions to life, your action will start flowing. You have to manage your reaction. Don't get upset. Don't get so angry. Don't start abusing each other. Don't feel frustrated because you have not succeeded the first time. Those reactions are a sure way of making that you are not going to move into action anymore. Don't invest time in reactions. Invest time in action. It's the surest way of taking you forward. Finally, your journey has to be, as a leader, has to be about creating value that is exceptional. You will not be remembered if it is ordinary value. If Kozhikode was not ranked ahead of Princeton University today, nobody would talk about us. Today we are ranked 78 in QS World Ranking. Princeton is 81. Princeton is on the top. You know, Albert Einstein did his research there. So you can imagine what kind of university this is. We are ranked top 3 in the country for 3 successive terms in NIRF. We are the number 1. Our Kochi program is number 1 in the world in classroom experience. This is QS World Ranking. This is not my ranking. It was unthinkable. Even my faculty can't believe that we have arrived this far. But we have arrived because we are every day, every hour, every moment, we were creating value together. We are increasing the value of things that we were seeing. So I'm going to end with a story. And this story is, maybe you are a part of the story, so please listen carefully. Don't miss out. You'll be part of the story. This is about, it's a classical Indian book of literature called Katha Sarit Sagara. And this is a wonderful collection of beautiful stories. This story is about a kid whose mother has lost her husband, and he's lost his father. So mother says, like they say to, now go and fend for yourself, do something useful. Why don't you go to the door of the richest man in town and wait there before he gives you appointment? Ask something from him. So the young boy goes to the richest man in town. His name is Vardhamana, and he stands at his doorstep. The rich man is watching this boy standing throughout the day, suffering the heat of the afternoon. And he wonders, why is he standing in front of my door? So he goes out and asks this kid, what do you want from me? He said, sir, I've been observing your courtyard. I can see a dead mouse. can you give me the dead mouse? And the rich man is laughing. He said, dead mouse? You want to take the dead mouse? I thought you'd want some referrals or you'd want some money from me. Anyway, he was given the dead mouse. The boy took the dead mouse to a shopkeeper who had a cat who did not get food in the morning. And he gave the mouse as feed to the cat. The cat ate the mouse. The cat became quiet. The shopkeeper was happy. So he gave him some nuts. He said, this is from my side. For the work you did, you fed my cat, I'm giving you some nuts. So this kid took the nuts with some water, sat under a tree, fried them, and sat under a tree, and there were people coming. They were people, log merchants. They were cutting logs of wood and selling them. So they were resting there. They had no food. So he started giving few nuts to each of them and some water. And they were so happy. They gave a log to him free because they had so many logs. He took a log home and he kept it in his cupboard, in a large cupboard. And then he got an idea with the money that he got made by selling the log. He got few more nuts. So he got few more nuts, and he met few more log merchants. And they became his friends. So he made some profits out of selling nuts. And there was a time when monsoon came, just about the time when Kerala is going to experience monsoon. And all the logs were wet. And there was a demand for dry logs. And this boy had a collection of dry logs in his home. He started selling these dry logs for a profit. Made a lot of money. And then he said, I'll be in the log business. I'll be in the shipbuilding business. So he got his friends from the log business to support him. He built a ship and he made money selling the ship off. Then he said, no, the margins are not that high. I will be in the shipping business, which means my ships there'll be more than one ship. The ships will go out and sell the logs and whatever goods they want to sell. But I made so much money that he became the richest man in town. Then an idea struck him. He bought a mouse. He got a mouse crafted, made of gold. He went to gold shop and he said, get me a mouse crafted, made of gold. So he took the gold mouse to the rich man's house, Bardhavan's house. He said, sir, I took a dead mouse from you, and this is your return on investment. I'm giving you a golden mouse in return. The man was very impressed, looking at the value that this young boy had created. He said, I acknowledge the fact that you've now become a leader, and in celebration of your success, I have decided to get my daughter, who's just graduated from Sacred Heart, in marriage to you. Would you accept her? He said, sir, with pleasure. Right? So this is the end of the story. I don't know what the story tells you. But you can bring a dead organization, 2 dead hills in Kundamangalam to life and make it world's premier institution. That was not any small achievement of a collection of people who decide, when they decide that their heart is in a project, their heart is in an enterprise, they are full-heartedly involved in something that they passionately pursue. The sky is the limit of achievement and leadership. Thank you for your patience. Thanks a lot.
We are indeed grateful for those inspirational words, sir. I'm certain that our students will benefit from the wisdom of your experience. His distinguished journey and inspiring message offer commendable examples for our graduates to emulate in their personal and professional pursuits. We are also glad to share with you that his latest book, 1 Minute Wisdom, offering practical guidance for personal and professional growth, is available here at the portico downstairs as well as in the East Campus. Do make use of the opportunity to get yourself a personal copy. Now, the floor is open for a brief interaction with the chief guest. Kindly raise your hand if you have any questions. We'll come to you with a mic. Over to you, sir.
Hello. Shall I go up there? Yes, ma'am, please. Please first introduce yourself, tell me who you are, and then you can ask that question. I can't hear you.
Good evening, sir. My
evening.
name is Nilakshi Tyagi. I am BCom CA student at Sacred Heart College.
Slowly, because your voice is chopping off. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure.
Good evening, sir. My name is Nilakshi Tyagi. I am a BCom CA student at Sacred Heart College.
Right.
And my question to you, sir, during my academic journey, I have faced a lot of failures, and those failures have affected my confidence and have restricted me from taking initiatives. And not only me, my colleagues and everyone. So I would like to ask how these failures, like how can I use these failures to grow into a great leader?
Wonderful question. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
You know, you don't look at failures from the vantage point of success. If you look at it from the point of view of success, they will look like failures. Look at failures from the point of feedback. You tried to do something, you did not succeed. The moment you say, okay, it is not as though I did not succeed. It is the effort, the quality of the effort, the process I adopted, the context in which I adopted the process. The success would mean that all of these will have to come together. Your effort is not the only reason why you failed. Maybe the competition was much bigger than you thought it would be. Maybe the opportunities were not right. Maybe your training was not right. Right? So there's so many factors that go into failure. So when you see this failure as feedback, you will know that in success, people hardly get feedback. People will congratulate you, oh, you got a gold medal, congratulations. You did a great job. They will only feed the success and the ego. But when you fail, you go in a corner and you ask, well, what could I have done better? How could I have improved on this process? Now, the moment you analyze this feedback, you will now know in the next attempt, what could you do much better than before? This will grow your muscles for learning. And this is eventually, that's why I said, people who got their first 3 promotions very quickly in corporate life don't become CEOs. You know why? Because when they go close to CEO, they make the kind of mistakes. They either talk too much or talk too little. They don't put the right effort. They're very tired by the time I've reached the top. They feel entitled. All of these make their ego up, and they are not able to deliver the punching blow that makes them really successful. And so failures have to be, so when you fail in anything, come home, spend some quiet time, have a cup of tea, put your feet up in the air, and write down in detail what did you do. And you will find some things you did well. Recognize them as success. You say, I made an effort, come on. I have gone to the World League. People might say, why are you not in the top 3 in the world today? I said, come on, wait a minute. I was not even in the top 20 in India. Forget about top 3 in the world. I have made an effort. I have come there. Let's celebrate that for the time being. The fact that you are a graduate of a top school in Kerala, you are among the 0.1% in Kerala. Have you recognized that? So in your failure, not to go to the next stage, you are forgetting the success that you have already achieved. So you fall back on your space and you respond with renewed vigor, with deeper insights. Do you think what I'm talking about? First time we were ranked top 3 ahead of IIM Calcutta, which is the first IIM of India. People were upset because IIM Calcutta has the kind of alumni base, Indra Nooyi, Pepsi CEO, you know, they have got who's who of the world as their alumni. So they said it can't be true. There's a startup school in Kerala displacing IIM Calcutta. Second year we became again top 3. They say no, they have a strategy, which is what they're working on. Third year, when he got ranked top 3 again, they said, oh my God, we have to take this seriously. So people will not take you seriously even if you succeed until you define your path. I'm not competing with Calcutta. There's nobody in my competition. I'm my only competition. I'm only going in reference to myself. Then you will never fail. If you grow with reference to yourself, you will never fail. Because there, you are the judge, you are the jury, you are the culprit. you are everything in your domain, right? Once you decide to take that autonomy, you will never fail again in life. Thank you. Any other question, please? Yes,
sir. Good evening, sir. My name is Meenu Krishna. I am an M.Com postgraduate. So you have almost answered all the questions that I have prepared and I had in my mind. So I just want to know about an opinion that when AI came into education as well as in work, I feel that many qualities that I've built through my education. For example, in 10th standard, I was ready to write essay of 5 pages on any topic. But right now, when we are asked about something, we suddenly get dependent on the AI or ChatGPT. So I feel like the output and its quality is no more personalized. There is nothing of personality in the output right now. How do you think it will affect the education as well as the job for the young professionals, sir?
Good question. Very good question. Please sit down. You know, what AI has done today, ChatGPT has done today, suppose you are somebody who wants to write an essay all by yourself without help from AI, your essay will look very ordinary. In the first round, it will look very ordinary. If you copy it from ChatGPT and you say, write an essay in the style of Ernest Hemingway or Debashish Chatterjee, it will look more impressive because they have spent a lot of time writing. So it will not look very, very impressive to start with. So don't worry, you use ChatGPT to write your essay. No problem with that. And then say, I will improve this by 20%. So you get better than Hemingway by 20%. Do you see this? So ChatGPT is not your enemy, provided you can use your judgment to know how to use ChatGPT. You cannot but use ChatGPT. You will not get an editor free of cost. You will not get a writer free of cost sitting next to you. You have to use ChatGPT to know what ChatGPT can do and what it cannot do. What it can do, it can take a formula that is out there and produce an essay in the best of style of other people that have put their stuff on the internet, right? But it cannot write an original essay. If you ask of generative AI, you have to ask who generates. The dog is generating the tail or tail is generating the dog. AI is artificial intelligence. It is stored in silicon brain. And it will come from natural intelligence, which is your carbon brain. You know how the carbon brain has grown? Through trial and error, trial and error. It has tried and failed. A Mozart, A.R. Rahman is built because of million years of evolution of human musical capability. 1 million monkeys on ChatGPT cannot produce an A.R. Rahman. They cannot. Because A.R. Rahman has evolved through trial and error, through failures, through successes. And you have to go through failures. So use ChatGPT. For instance, our students in IIM, we have an AI policy and we say, look, your term paper can come from ChatGPT. You can write and say, I've used ChatGPT. You have to acknowledge that. And then you have to say, this 10% is my original stuff based on what I've written. That original stuff is going to be your trial and error. And you're sitting on the top of a teacher called ChatGPT, and you're knowing how to use him as a student. And so essentially the process is very simple. ChatGPT is unavoidable, but you have to use your judgment as to how to use it. If you don't know, you get used by it, then you'll produce the stuff, the same kind that everybody else can do. There's no difference between you and anybody else, right? There's no differentiator. The only differentiator is yours. The differentiator is what you bring originally, which nobody else has ever thought about, because you're unique. You are a human being who's unique, with all your vulnerabilities and successes, with all your failures and triumphs. You are unique. And that uniqueness is what people recognize. Artificial stuff nobody will want after a point. You know, you can have, I was on a train. I was coming from Goa to Bangalore. This man inside a train, it was a reserved compartment, he took out his false teeth and he started brushing them. Now, nobody wanted to look at this. The false teeth was much better than actual teeth. But false teeth, somebody, you got false, you see false flowers versus original flowers. False flowers may look much better than even original flowers, but you still want that original flower, right? Despite all its deformities. Because existentially, you want your own existence to be visible in your essay, in your produce. You don't want somebody else's existence because you are a unique creation of this universe. If you want that, then use ChatGPT when you must use it. But on top of that, build your own value system. And therefore, you will succeed in spite of ChatGPT, not because of it. Right? Thank you. One more? One more. Yes, sir. Finally, a man standing up among women. Come on, go ahead.
Good evening, sir. I am Ashwin Ashogan. I am from the BBA batch of 2026. And grateful to be here today, to be listening to your speech. And I would like to express the gratitude to my parents, my peers, and all the professors who have taught me. And my question is just this. So right now, you are beautifully explained about how important it is to be humane when we are going forward. How to focus on your heart rather than your head. So I've observed that most of the leaders right now is focusing on a rational aspect, more into analytical aspect of leadership. So as future leaders, how important is to maintain that intellectual humility which we have while leading a team or while we are moving forward with a venture or a project which we have?
Very good question. Please sit down. You know, the best way to understand how to get to humility is to figure out where you are heading. All of us are heading to an airport. All of us are going to the airport where the customs will ask you to check out. All that is counterband. What is counterband? The counterband is your degree, your diploma, your achievement, your wealth, your habits, your body, your mind, everything has to be checked out. And so what can you check in? Everything that you've done for others who are alive after you are gone. This airport is called death. And you have to cross that airport. Everybody has to cross that airport. Any living being sitting here will cross that airport called death. Now when you cross that airport called death, you can ask, what can I take away from here? You can't take away anything that you accumulated. You can take away only that which you have accommodated. Only that which you have given to somebody without expecting a return for yourself. That you can take away because there are people living behind you who are beneficiaries of what you gave them. If you ask a politician, even a politician understands that. You know, I asked Shashi Tharoor, how do you win elections? He said, I don't miss any funeral or marriages. Initially, I used to miss a lot of them. Now I don't. Because in funeral and marriages, people feel that you are their own. So ownership of people means ownership of your bigger dimension. What is the bigger dimension? You are that piece of life which is conscious that it is alive, and that aliveness can be transmitted to others too. Your aliveness, if you're a leader, your aliveness, if you're a great teacher, you transfer the aliveness through your teaching. If you're a researcher, you are transferring that aliveness through researching. If you're a great leader, politician, you're transferring that aliveness to millions of people. Now, once you transfer your life, then you become much richer than your own body. Do you see this? Do you see that happen? I'll end with the story of a teacher. And, you know, because they are the ones who are shaping India's destiny today, and they're sitting here in their honor and the honor of the teachers here, I would just like to share the story. There's this teacher in Delhi in a particular school where he's come back to the staff room and he says, you know, I was thinking of owning a farmhouse in California. Today I can own a farmhouse in California. People started laughing at him. You will own a farmhouse in California? You can't afford a 2-bedroom house in Delhi? Where have you got the money? Have you got a lottery or something? He said, no. One of my students who's done a startup, he's bought a farmhouse in California and he wrote a mail to me saying that, sir, this is your house. You can come and stay there anytime. As long as you're alive, this belongs to you. Because you are the one who brought me this far. Now look at the teacher's wealth. He doesn't have to own that farmhouse to be able to live there. So the ownership of those intangible assets called love, called care, called gratitude, once you own plenty of that, there's nobody richer than you. You know, Alexander, the great Alexander, comes to meet Heraclitus. Alexander is a great conqueror. Everybody knows about him. He's conquered half the world. So Heraclitus is a sage. He's lying on a barrel. He's a teacher. He sleeps inside a barrel and he only survives on lentils. Alexander wants to meet him. He has heard about Heraclitus, great philosopher. So he said, let me go and meet Heraclitus. Alexander comes with his troop, you know, a lot of people following him. Heraclitus is lying there and he stands in front of Heraclitus and says, Heraclitus, this is Alexander. What can I do for you? He said, I'm sorry, you can't do anything for me except move away. You are blocking the path to the sun. And I said, what a man this is. And he lives. And Heraclitus, people around Heraclitus say, you could have asked him for anything. He'd have given it to you. You could have asked for money, gold, wealth, land, property. You would have easily given it to you. You did not ask for anything, you asked him to go away. He says, yeah, because I needed the sun, he was blocking the sun. He said, but you didn't have to live on lentils if you asked for something. He said, just because I have learned to live on lentils, I can ignore Alexander as well. And you know what Alexander was saying? Alexander was saying, if I was reborn again, I would like to be reborn as Heraclitus. And when I die, Alexander said, when I die, in my coffin, put my 2 hands outside and open them. They should be empty, so that everybody in the world would know Alexander could not take away anything from this world that he possessed. Thank you for your time and your attention. It's been a long day.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Father Dr. Joseph CMI to felicitate the chief guest with a token of our appreciation. I also request the Controller of Examinations and Vice Principal, Professor Dr. Franklin J., to join the dignitaries on the stage. Thank you, Franklin, sir. You may take your seat in the audience. Requesting the dignitaries to kindly be on stage. We now take the opportunity to honor the batch toppers of 2026. These are the students who have secured the highest CGPA in each program. I request our chief guest, Professor Dr. Debashish Chatterjee, to do the honors. The batch topper of MA English is Sandra Hemant Chandragiri. Durga MP is the batch topper of MA Sociology. Shruti S. is the batch topper of MSc Environmental Science. The batch topper of MSc Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence is Reenu Elizabeth Manu. taxation. The batch topper of BA English Language and Literature is Angel Susan Rennie. Shivapriya Ajay is the batch topper of BSc Psychology. Shweta Thomas is the batch topper of BCom Finance and Taxation. BCom Travel and Tourism, Abhay Jairam is the batch topper. Varsha Anna Abraham is the batch topper for BCom Computer Application. Nandini S. is the batch topper of BBA Integrated Marketing and New Media. The batch topper of BBA Business Analytics is Jaina Rebecca Epen.
Thank you, sir. We will now commence the awarding ceremony to recognize the students who have completed their academic programs. I request our chief guest, Professor Dr. Debashish Chatterjee, Principal Dr. C.S. Biju, and Vice Principals, Father Dr. Joseph Varghese CMI and Dr. C.S. Francis, to remain on stage to do the honors of handing over the certificates. Graduates are requested to follow the volunteers' guidance to approach the stage. Family members and friends who have accompanied them are requested to avoid coming up to the stage to take photographs. I now hand over to Ms. Anita Jose and Dr. Lakshmi Anil, Assistant Professors from the Department of English, to lead the distribution.
Thank you, ma'am. We will begin with the award of the PG Certificate Program in Management specializing in Business Analytics. I would like to invite on stage the delegates, Mr. Jagdisha Bhatt, Market Leader of IBM Technology Experts Labs, Mr. Madhusudana Rao, RD, Regional Manager of Career Education, ISA Expert Labs, and Mr. Arjun Basappa from Career Education, IBM India Private Limited. This is the maiden cohort of the one-year AICTE-approved program designed to equip professionals and aspiring analysts with cutting-edge skills in analytics. Powered by IBM, this program integrates world-class faculty, industry-oriented curriculum, and state-of-the-art IBM software. I now call on stage the graduates. Vishnu N. Rebecca Epen. Amal Ibnu Amir. Ashwin Pradeep C. Alens Shaiju. Neetu Nirmal John. Lakshmi Suresh. Thank you, dear IBM delegates. I kindly request you to take your seats in the audience. Are requested to stay back on stage. We will now proceed with the awards for the various PG programs at East Campus. We begin with MA English Language and Literature. I welcome on stage Andrina Linus, Sandra Hemant Chandragiri, Afrem Basil Joshi, Melissa K. Jose, Jitin Jose. Kindly put your hands together for the graduates. Arvind G. Anjana R. Elizabeth Joseph. Ren Joseph Fonsaco. Angelina Abraham. Meka Chandran. We now have the postgraduates of MA Sociology, Parvati MJ. Nandana E.V. Durga MP. We now honor the postgraduates of MSc Environmental Science, Sheka Fatima. Anne Maria Prince. Kruti S. Akila S. Arjun Ram Gopi. Ashwati KP. Samuel Sam John. Ardra KS. Anjali AS. Megha K. Arya Unnikrishnan. Sri Lakshmi. Akmala Shirin. P. Hari Chandana. Devika Nair. We now move on to the postgraduates of MSc Computer Science Artificial Intelligence. Kirtana Jiji. Akhil K. Partip Krishna. Ajsal Samir. Reenu Elizabeth Manu. Josna AJ. Abby Angel KR. Helen Steve. Anina Jacob. We now honor the postgraduates of MCOM Finance and Taxation, Anaka S. Kumar. Nihal Nelson. Maria C.B. Mahima Mariam Shilu. Meenu Krishna KU. Shehin MS. Zainab Habib. Ashley Maria Johnny. Tesna Baby. Ben C. B. Amelia Teresa S. S. Sukin Moon. Elizabeth Baby. Kindly put your hands together and encourage our postgraduates. Rosemary Johnson. Pinsha Francis. P. Subramanian. Raymond Toby. Diana Dominic. Julian Maria Rosario. J. Nia Crystal Franklin. We will now proceed with the awards for the various UG programs at East Campus. We begin with BA English Language and Literature. Gauri Lakshmi G. Rachel Teresa Tundathil. Arya Shri. Suravi Bisht. Elsa Elizabeth Johnson. Angel Susan Rennie. Basil Eldo. Bhutia Baby. Dhruv Mangat. Sneha Tom. Maria Murphy. Agni Mariam Siju. Michelle Rachel George. Dara D. Shah. Sakshi Bala. Neha S. Alia Nawaz. Aditya Chandra Bose. Linda Tricia Saji. Amina Ali K. Fatima. Anand S. Kumar. Winnie Vijay. Krishna R. Nair. Advait Haridas Menon. Vidya R.S. Tia Anis. Priya S. Martin. Abhinav Verma. Parvati Vivek. We now move on to the undergraduates of BSc Psychology. Neha Mary Matthews. Jinu Paulus. Shreya Mary Sen. Senar. Sri Lakshmi S. Panchika Kumar. Anne Maria Georgi. Ananya Sunny. Hridya Krishnan. Aishwarya Lakshmi S. Riya Regis. Jasmine K.S. Maria Rose Manoj. Pen Sunil. Ananya M. Varghese. Meenakshi Shanavas. Gautam Krishna S. Nirupama Harish S. Meda S. Pai. Advita Ajit. Aryananda Pramod. Diana Fatima. Niranjana VP. Akshita B. Meenakshi Rajesh. Joanne Teresa Jose. Devina Maria C.L. Jubit Bobby. Ananya S. T.S. Nafia. Ashley Lal. Pooja J.P. Rohit B. Nair. Shivapriya Ajay. Sean Anthony. Sean Joseph Joe. Aman Anil Varghese. Shamia Sajid. Catherine Reggie. Dana Havra Shihas. Jennifer Joseph. Sanusha C. Samu. Tanya Tasneem S. Trishya Rijesh. Shifla Shinu P. Sri Nandana MG. Lakshmi Nandana. Melvina Johnson. Ardraja Manoj. I now hand over to Dr. Lakshmi Anil to assist with the awards.
Now we move on to the graduates from BCom Finance and Taxation Batch A. Dyson Dixon. Mariam S. Anna Rose Jacob. Ritika Ann Shaju. P.S. Gautam Krishna. Chaitanya Krishna. Malavika V. Menon. Niranjan Sajeev. Unnikrishnan C.S. Parvati S. Menon. Marilyn Abraham. Sean George Matthew. Niranjana A. Vignesh Vinod. Doyle Jinish. Richa Sunil Joseph. Varsha Srikumar. Vishnupriya A. Peter S. Medha Murali. Diya Radhakrishnan. Midhun R. Tanya Teresa Soni. Aldria P.A. Hita Raju. Nanda Anil Kumar M.V. E.S. Safan Sadiq. Aisha Fia. Hridya K.H. Ashwajit V.P. Sama M. Ibrahim. Navya Naveen. Angelina KB. Anu Anthony. And Swati S. Next, I'd like to invite the graduates from BCom Finance and Taxation Batch B. Kartika V. Nair. Rose Maria Jo. Neha Bobby. Alna Benny. Bhavani J. Warrior. Ashish Arun. Neetu Aji Ummen. Sri Lakshmi R, Akhil Benny, Vaishag R, John Joseph, Danny Martin, Amal Muhammad, Nandakishore R. Menon, Shweta Thomas, Athia CJ, Abran Ahmad, Malina and Vinu, Amrita Balakrishnan, Bhima Jalil VA, Akhila Gigi, Tessa Binu, Adinath Yu, Vishwanath Vinod, Avantika Krishnan, Ananya R, Sivananda Pudasheri, Arya Devi AK, Devnath A, Rubel, Nevin Eldobinu, Suraj Sudhir, Inzamam Harris, Vaishali Parvati M, Justin Aldrin Sajid, Malavika Munda, Benita Andrew Joy, Reshma Kenneth, Nia S. George, Avani P, Nandida R. Menon, Colin Kuruvilla Anish, Kevin Holmes, Aditya Varma PM, Pranav Matthew Thomas, Pavan John Thomas, Afsa Ali, Vasudha V. Sagar, Debbie Grace Matthew, and Sudarshan Srinivasan. Next, I'd like to invite the graduates from BCom Travel and Tourism, RES, Sana Bhai S, Parthav Nishad, Sam Anthony, Tara Betty Robin, Tabin S, Alfred Anthony, Nandana V. Anup, Archana Mohan, Abhay Jairam, Meenakshi S. Nair, Maria Bijo, Ritanya Satish, Kirtana T. Kammat, Gadha Shiju, Sandra C. Jaumi, Alvin Shaji, and Jesna Johnny. Next, we move on to the graduates from BCom Computer Application. Vishnu Pramod, Shreyas S. Nair, Karthik Krishna, Sai Shankar, Joe F. Vattatara, Mohammad Umair Irshad, Abhinav S, Imran F, Neil Matthews, Akash Rajesh, Dias Satya, Jessica Boypai, Feza Fatima Faisal, Arini Nanda PS, Joe George Varghese, Aman Salim, Meghna Biju, Kirtanan K. Nair, Adina Thomas, Andrea Rose Prince, Varsha Anna Abraham, Helena Prince, Muhammad M. Jalil, Lamia Ansar, Ryan Jalil, Amina Jalil, Sahia Sumaya, Neelakshi Tyagi, Surya H, Abel V. Abraham, Alanis Nora, Asin MS, Indulegha Lal, Nandana Baiju, Mohammad Irfan Abbas, Jess Anthony, Zaima A. Adil Suraj M. and Ronald Ronson. Next, we have the graduates from BBA Integrated Marketing and New Media. Vishnu Vinu, Neha Baiju, Benson Benny, Ruben Vinu, Sonia Soni, K.S. Kirtana Joyce, Renal Jose, Ihsan Naushad, Smriti, Neha Achu Varghese, Charlie Jose, Gauri Nandana, Ken Stephen Paul, Haripreet R, Anaya Johnny, Fatima Leah B, Dia Preman, Adina Junet, Rakesh R, Meryl George, Krishna Bose, Thompson Saji, Tarun Thomas, K. Indulekha Menon, Krishna S.S., Zahra Fatima, Farhan Shamir, Nandana Deepak, Gautam Krishnan B, Ashwin Ashokan, Nandini S, Poonam Kumari, Gautam Das ND, Diva Lillian Rocky, Gopi Krishna G, Treya Satishan, Ahmad K, Priyesh N. Baiju, Mohammad Azhar, and Nishan P. Nazim. Next, we have the graduates from BBA Business Analytics, Rahul V. Prabhu, Maron Manuel, Mohammad Nihal KM, Anas Mohammad, Ananya Arun, Vishnu N, Amal Yusuf Nihas, Catherine Thomas, Jaina Rebecca Epin, Muhammad Irfan, Shaz Rafi, Abhinarayanan B, Shumaila Muhammad, Muhammad Rabi, Amal Ibnu Amir MP, Ashwin Pradeep C, Zion MK, Eben Jackson, Shifan S, Ellen Shaiju, Naufal Abdullah, Akib Anzar, Raya R, and Kevin Alex. Congratulations, dear graduates.
Congratulations, dear graduates, on the successful completion of your academic journey. This significant milestone stands as a testament to your dedication, perseverance, and unwavering commitment to excellence. Today, we celebrate not only your achievements, but also the immense promise of the path that lies ahead. In recognition of the solemnity and significance of this occasion, I now request our principal to administer the graduation oath to the class of 2026. Graduates, kindly rise and extend your right arm forward as you prepare to take the oath.
Please push forward your right hand. Please follow me. Graduation oath. We, the Hartians, solemnly affirm that we'll use our knowledge and skill for the well-being of the world and the advancement of learning. We shall take responsibility for our actions and respect the rights and opinions of all others. We shall behave respectfully with all individuals and maintain the dignity and integrity befitting a Hartian. We commit ourselves to being loyal ambassadors of the institution and will seek to promote and maintain its reputation. We shall remain committed to the values enshrined in the Indian Constitution and act as catalysts in the nation-building process. We shall act as instruments of peace and dedicate ourselves to the service of humanity. This is our pledge. Dear students, I hereby declare you as graduates and postgraduates of Sacred Heart College. Now, you may move your tassels from right to left. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Kindly be seated. Please maintain the decorum. I invite Sudarshan Srinivasan, outgoing student from the Postgraduate Department of Commerce, to deliver the graduation speech on behalf of the batch of 2026.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, beloved family, friends, and my fellow graduates. As I stand before you today, I'm reminded of the remarkable journey that has brought us to this moment. Over the course of 3 years, 6 semesters, we have been tested and transformed. Our journey included both hurdles to overcome and successes to celebrate. Now we have reached this milestone. In my view, balancing academics and other commitments was a challenge right from the beginning. This was difficult for me, especially as I was moving from Chennai to Kochi and adapting to a new environment. However, my teacher recognized my struggle. She encouraged me to participate in my first debate competition in Trichy, an opportunity I would have never otherwise considered, and I became the runner-up, which significantly boosted my confidence. So I remain deeply thankful for Adra ma'am for that. That encouragement was just the first of many moments that shaped my journey. Throughout these 3 years, our teachers have supported us in academics and extracurriculars. Even teachers from other departments were always ready to help. All we really had to do was ask, and they always showed up for us. So this reminds us that we were never really alone in our journey. We all face pressure and self-doubt, whether from exams, presentations, or just managing multiple responsibilities at once. Despite feeling overwhelmed at times, we learned to rise up to the moment and support each other as a batch. Over time, this place began to feel like home. Events like Aquile played a significant role in that transformation. The late night practices, the bittersweet moments of joy and the joy of winning, the bittersweet moments of loss and the joy of winning brought us closer. We became more than classmates. We became a group that truly enjoyed each other's company. So I'm really grateful for the friends and my family who made that possible. Standing here today, I know I'm not the same person that walked in through these gates. Like many of you, I arrived uncertain, simply trying to adapt. But with each passing year, I grew more confident and more willing to explore, to learn, and to lead. This institution has given us more than knowledge. It has helped us discover who we are and who we can become. Looking ahead, the future is both exciting and uncertain. Some of us have clear plans, while others are still exploring. But that is not only acceptable, it is normal. What matters is that we have learned to trust ourselves and each other along the way. This may mark the end of our college journey, but it is also the beginning of a future of endless possibilities. Though our paths may diverge, we will carry these experiences with us. Now, as we prepare to turn this page, let us carry forward the lessons, the friendships, and the memories we have gathered here. Whether pursuing jobs, higher studies, or taking a hiatus, each of us is starting our journey in our own way. So let us step forward with courage, conviction, ready to embrace the challenges and the opportunities that await. So congratulations, batch of 2026.
Thank you, Sudarshan. We wish you the best for your future endeavors and hope to see you make us proud. Now I invite Mr. Bonnie Matthew, the chairman of the organizing committee, to deliver the vote of thanks and bring the event to a close.
Warm namaskaram to everyone, respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed guests of the dais, dear parents, faculty members, and my dear students. First of all, I am happy. Happy. Then put your hands together for yourself. And I need to ask the proud parents also, are you all happy? Parents allam nalla happy ano? Yes? I don't know, very nice. A very good evening to all as we come to the close of this memorable day. To my students, graduates, this was not a day just about degrees, medals, or certificates. It's about journeys, quiet struggles, late night studies, last minute submissions, friendships that became family, and dreams that kept growing stronger throughout it all. Each one of you seated here as graduates carries a story that deserves to be celebrated. And for me, I should say, I must admit that I have had many shares of fights with some of you in class. I'm talking about my Tax A, Tax B, my TT, and some classes in CA and my MCOM postgraduates. And, but please remember, those were never fights of the heart. They were only the moments in a journey where we both wanted the best for you. So teachers may scold, but teachers never stop caring. That's a promise. And on this auspicious occasion, it is my privilege to formally propose a vote of thanks. First and foremost, on behalf of the entire Sacred Heart fraternity, I express our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Professor Dr. Debashish Chatterjee, for gracing this occasion with his presence. Sir, your inspiring words drawn from your vast experience and wisdom have truly enriched this gathering and will remain with our students as they step into the next phase of their lives. I think this is the first time I'm watching a question answer session in a graduation ceremony. Wonderful questions from the student side and quick answer from your side. I think he deserves a better round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I extend my sincere thanks to our respected principal, Dr. C.S. Biju, for his visionary leadership and constant encouragement in shaping not just his event, but the academic journey of our students. This is his last, I should say, this is his last formal function as principal before retiring tomorrow. Dear principal, and his leadership was defined by one unwavering principle of no segregation in this campus. Aided faculty, unaided faculty, office staff, he saw all of us in one fraternity, working together for one mission. He never allowed labels to divide us. And because of that vision, he succeeded in building not just an institution, but a family. Biju sir, thank you for showing us what unity in leadership truly means. East Campus will definitely miss you, sir. I now extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Vice Principal, Dr. C.S. Francis. Since East Campus began its journey in 2020, Dr. Francis has been instrumental in shaping it from its inception to what it is today. To call him merely a pillar would be an understatement. He is the soul of East Campus. He brought the entire self-financing faculty together as one hand, one voice, one family. Without his vision, his persistence, and his quiet guidance, East Campus would not be what we see today. Sir, you are not just the vice principal, you are the reason this campus stands tall. Thank you so much for being strength. Now I would like to express our sincere gratitude to another pillar of the institution, Dr. Joseph Verghese CMI, Vice Principal and Management Representative. Father Joseph serves as the IQAC coordinator for our entire campuses. And IQAC, as we all know, is the backbone of any institution of excellence. It steers our accreditation, our rankings, and our quality benchmarks. It is because of the tireless work of Father Joseph and his IQAC team that Sacred Heart College stands where it does today, with the rankings and reputation we are proud of. Father, your meticulous work often happens behind the scenes, but its impact is seen everywhere. We are truly indebted to you. And one on personal note, it is our joy to celebrate your birthday just 2 days ago. Thank you, Father, for being the standard of commitment, and we all aspire to. I would also like to acknowledge and thank all the faculty members, all the committee members, and non-teaching staff whose dedication, patience, and mentorship have played a vital role in nurturing these graduates. And my dear graduates, today is not just an end, but a beautiful beginning. As you walk out of the campus, you carry a part of Sacred Heart College with you, its values, its spirit, and its belief in who you can become. Life ahead may not always be predictable, but trust yourself, you are more ready than you think. And always remember, you will forever belong here, this campus, these classrooms, these memories, they are yours to carry. Let us also thank our parents and well-wishers of their trust and support for being present here today and for being an integral part of this journey. And once again, to my dear graduates, congratulations. May your future be bright, meaningful, and filled with purpose. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, sir. Once again, I thank everyone here for your presence. Now, as we conclude, kindly rise for the national anthem. The dignitaries will be now taking their leave. Kindly remain standing till they exit the venue. Thank you, sir. everyone to be seated and for your kind attention. Requesting everyone to be seated for a moment. We cordially invite you to the dinner that we are hosting for you at the East Campus lobby. We would like to take a moment to thank all the students, parents, and guests who have patiently cooperated with us. We hope that you have a memorable evening with the programs and the photo booth arranged at East Campus. Please remember to return the graduation caps and the parents' feedback forms at the East Campus lobby before you leave.
ഔദ്യോഗിക ചടങ്ങ് ഇവിടെ അവസാനിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു. ഈസ്റ്റ് ക്യാമ്പസ് ലോബിയിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങൾക്കായി സംഘടിപ്പിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന വിരുന്നിലേക്ക് നിങ്ങളെ ഹൃദയപൂർവ്വം ക്ഷണിക്കുന്നു. ഈസ്റ്റ് ക്യാമ്പസിൽ ഒരുക്കിയിരിക്കുന്ന പരിപാടികളും ഫോട്ടോ ബൂത്തും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരു സ്മരണീയമായ സായാഹ്നം സമ്മാനിക്കുമെന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നു. ദയവായി നിങ്ങൾ മടങ്ങുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് ഗ്രാജുവേഷൻ ക്യാപ്പുകൾ ഈസ്റ്റ് ക്യാമ്പസ് ലോബിയിൽ തിരികെ നൽകണം. അതിനൊപ്പം പേരൻസിൻ്റെ ഫീഡ്ബാക്ക് ഫോം കൂടി ഏൽപ്പിക്കാൻ ഓർമ്മപ്പെടുത്തുന്നു. ഇന്നത്തെ ചടങ്ങിൽ പങ്കെടുത്ത് സഹകരിച്ച എല്ലാവർക്കും ഞാൻ ഹൃദയപൂർവ്വം നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തുന്നു. നിങ്ങളുടെ സാന്നിധ്യവും പിന്തുണയും ഈ പരിപാടിയെ വിജയകരമാക്കി. നന്ദി, ശുഭരാത്രി.
Thank you.